This is Mrs. Appia with the answer key for Module 3, Topic B, Lesson 7 through 10, Equations. In the first problem, it says to add 6, so we do the opposite, which is to subtract 6. Simplify. This will equal 0. 0 plus x is x. 15 minus 6 is 9. In the next problem, it says to subtract 5, so we add 5. Do the same thing with the same number on both sides of the equation. This will equal 0, leaving x on the left and 8 on the right. Continuing, this means to multiply, so we do the opposite, which is divide. Show division with a fraction bar. Divide by the coefficient -7. A number divided by itself is 1. 1 times x is x, and the answer is -4. In the next problem, it says to divide by -6. We do the opposite, which is to multiply by -6. On the right, I write it as a whole number because I'm multiplying it by a whole number. On the left, I write it as a fraction because I'm multiplying it by a fraction. This number divided by itself is equal to 1, and n divided by 1 is n. And the answer is -108. Continuing, remember to undo addition and subtraction first. Undo subtraction with addition, adding 12 to both sides. Simplify, bring down the 4m. This equals 0, and this is equal to 28. Next, this means to multiply, so you do the opposite, which is to divide. And the answer is 7. Undo the subtraction with addition. Add 2 to both sides of the equation. Simplify. This equals 16. Then, this means to multiply. We do the opposite, which is divide. Divide by the coefficient. A number divided by itself is 1, and the answer is -4. Back to the top in the right column. It says to subtract 12. The opposite is to add 12. Add 12 to both sides of the equation. This is equal to 0, leaving you with v, and the answer is -30. Number 4, 5x means to multiply. We divide. Show division with a fraction bar. Divide by the coefficient 5. A number divided by itself is 1, and the answer is 13. Number 6, this means to divide. The opposite of division is multiplication. Show multiplication with parentheses. We're going to multiply by 7. I write it as a whole number on the right because I'm multiplying it by a whole number. On the left, I'm going to write 7 as a fraction because I'm multiplying it by a fraction. These 7's cancel out, and the answer is G equals 98. Remember that a number divided by itself equals 1, and then G divided by 1 equals G. Number 8, 2/7 x means to multiply. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. Remember that when you divide by a fraction, you're actually multiplying by the reciprocal. So we are going to multiply by 7/2. Show multiplication with parentheses. 7 over 2. 7 over 2. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1, leaving you with x on the left. And 21 times 7/2 is 73.5. If you multiply 21 times 7, that gives you 147 divided by 2. 2 goes into 147 73 times with 1 left over. In this two-step equation, undo the addition with subtraction. Subtract 8 from both sides and simplify. Then, undo this multiplication with division. Divide by the coefficient 6, and r equals 4. Number 12, distribute the 3 to both terms. So we have 3 times the first term plus 3 times the second term is equal to 60. That gives us 3n plus 24 equals 60. Subtract 24 from both sides of the equation. Simplify. Divide by 3, and n is equal to 12. The next problem, find the measure of the angles. I see that this is a 90-degree angle, and these are angles on a line, so these two angles also will be 90 degrees total. These are complementary angles and will have a sum of 90. So 3x plus 2x equals 9x. Simplify, 5x equals 90. Stand corrected. I said 9x and I meant 90. Then divide by 5, the coefficient, to get your answer. The value of x is 18. Then this angle will be 2 times 18, and this angle will be 3 times 18. So the value of this angle is 36 degrees, and the value of this angle is 54 degrees. Remember, in this example, these two angles are complementary. In the next example, find the measure of angle JKG. Here's JKG. So this is the angle that we're looking for, and we want to know what is the relationship about the angles. These angles are all around a point, so the relationship is angles at a point have a sum of 360 degrees. Next, I'll write an equation to solve the problem. All of these angles together add up to 360. So our first one will be x plus 24 plus 5x plus 90 equals 360. This is the relationship of the angles. This is the equation to solve for x. Simplify by combining your like terms. So I have 6x plus 114 equals 360. Solve your equation. First, undo the addition with subtraction. Remember to subtract the same number from both sides of the equation. Simplify. 6x is equal to 246. Divide by the coefficient. The value of x is equal to 41. Now, the measure of the angles. We know the value of x is 41 degrees, and if they wanted to know about this angle as well, you would do 5 times 41 degrees, and that would be 205 degrees. Next, write an equation and solve the problem. The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 144. Write an equation for the situation. The 3 consecutive numbers are added together to get 144. The first is unknown. The second one is 1 more than that one, and the third number would be 2 more than the original. So this is our original equation. You could also simplify it. 3x plus 3 equals 144. Then solve the problem. Subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. Simplify. That gives us 3x on the left and 141 on the right. Divide both sides by the coefficient. The value of x is 47. The question is asking what are the 3 numbers. The 3 numbers are 47, that's the first one. The second one will be 1 more than that, 48, and the third will be 2 more than that, 49. The length of a rectangle is double the width. The perimeter is 30 inches. Find the width. Start by drawing a diagram. It says the length is, Since you know a little bit about the length, the width gets the variable. And it says the length is double the width. Double would mean twice as much, so 2W. Then if this side is 2W, then this length is also 2W. And if this width is W, then this width is W. We know that the perimeter is found. One of the ways is to add all four sides together. So we have W plus 2W plus 2W. And it says that the perimeter is 30, so I'm going to replace P with 30. I'm going to simplify. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6W equals 30. Divide both sides by the coefficient, and the value of W is equal to 5. So the width is 5, and the unit of measure is inches. If the question was asking about the length as well, remember that the length is twice the width, so that would be 2 times 5 inches, and the length would be 10 inches. Next, Reba is 11 years older than Fred. In 10 years, the sum of Reba and Fred's age is 35. How old is Fred now? This is a good problem to make a table for. We'll put their name in the first column. We'll put their age in the next column. And then it's talking about the future age as well. So let's make a column for future age. This will help us to organize our data and write an equation. We have Reba and Fred. It says Reba is. Since we know a little bit about Reba, Fred gets the variable. And then we write Reba's age in relation to Fred. And it says that she's 10 years older. So we would, or rather 11 years older. So we would take Fred's age and add 11 years to it. In 10 years, well, in 10 years, they will both be 10 years older. So in 10 years, we will add 10 years to Fred's age, and we will add 10 years to Reba's age. In 10 years, the sum of their ages is 35. So these two expressions added together equal 35. So we have Reba's age, which was F plus 11 plus 10, added to Fred's future age, F plus 10. And they have a sum of 35. This is all addition, so I can use any order, any grouping. I'm going to collect my like terms. F plus F is 2F. 10 plus 10 plus 11 is 31. Bring down the 35 and solve my equation. Subtract 31 from both sides of the equal sign. Bring down the 2F, and that equals 4. Divide by 2, and F equals 2. What that means is that Fred is equal to 2 years old. Now, if it asked about Reba, could you find Reba's age? Reba is 11 years older than that, so that would be 2 plus 11, and that would be 13. So you want to pay attention to what the question is asking. Finally, Jake bought 4 pairs of shorts for $8.50 each, and 5 t-shirts for $D each. Each t-shirt was the same price. He spent a total of $90.25. Write and solve an equation to find the cost of a t-shirt. I'm going to show you a diagram that will help you set up your equation for this. We know that the entire purchase cost $90.25. We know that that's split up between shorts and t-shirts. Let's figure out how much the shorts cost. We have $8.50 times 4, and that gives us $34. So $34 would be about this much money in our bar. And this represents the shorts. This part over here is going to represent the t-shirts. Let's find out how much money is left that was spent on t-shirts. We take our $90.25, take away the $34, and that leaves us with the amount of money that was spent on the t-shirts, which is $56.25. That bought 5 t-shirts. T-shirt, 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 t. So T represents the cost of one shirt. Well, if we have $56 split evenly between the 5 t-shirts, how do you find your answer? 56.25 divided by 5. And that gives us a cost of $11.25 per t-shirt. Now let's go over how to write that problem using an equation. We have 4 pairs of shorts for $8.50. 4 pairs of shorts for $8.50. Plus 5 t-shirts. That's 5 shirts times the variable T, where T represents the cost of one shirt. So this part of the problem is going to be the cost of the shorts, and this part of the problem is the cost of the t-shirts. Remember that 5 is the number of t-shirts, and T represents the cost of a t-shirt. And we know that the total is $90.25. Simplify this part of the equation. That gives us 34 plus 5t equals 90.25. That's what we did right here. Next, subtract the cost of the shorts to find out how much money was spent on t-shirts. So we have the 5 t-shirts, and the remaining money is $56.25. And that's what we did right here to see how much money we had left. Finally, divide the cost between the 5 shirts, and that's how you get your final answer of $11.25 per shirt. So the purpose of these problems is to learn to write and solve an equation, but using a tape diagram can help you figure out how to set up your equation and in what order to solve it in. Additionally, to study for this test, you may want to do the Lesson 11 independent practice questions, specifically the ones where you have angles on a point, to get a little extra practice for the test.